In 1954, Lionel came out with the 1954 Consumer Catalog. They produced hundreds of thousands of these and got them in the hands of the children and the parents who would certainly purchase these for their kids. They were available sometime in late summer into the early fall. All right, this is what kids would flip through, multicolor, showing all the trains available for that year, and would say, hey, I want these, and would buy them. But before that, Lionel came out and sent to dealers sometime in the spring an advanced catalog. This is an example of that advanced catalog. Fewer of these were made, and only a few copies made it to dealers that they could flip through and say, okay, this is what's coming for the following selling season later that year. So this came out again in the early spring, and they would be able to flip through that and say, all right, this is what we need to order for it. There were fewer of these, making these a little bit tougher to come by. But the tougher of the catalogs for that year was a catalog that was very special. That very special catalog had the displays and the things that helped them sell. So this is a catalog that we're going to talk about today. This is the 1954 Dealer Display Catalog. Okay guys, this is the Lionel Trains 1954 Dealer Display Catalog. This is the front cover, which is really kind of cool. It shows that we're going to show you some store displays, window displays, merchandise assortments, and at the very back of the catalog, some advertising mats. Really cool catalog, shows a train coming right at you. You got 1954 just literally coming right at you, which is really cool. You got Lionel action displays, and then will stop traffic and sell more trains and accessories for you. That's the whole point of this catalog. So as we get in the first two pages, essentially this is the 1954 price sheet on Lionel trains and accessories. Remember, Lionel sent out the advanced catalog, which sort of showed what they were having, but didn't have any prices on it. So this is now saying, hey, what is all this going to cost? There were some really neat new items in 1954, such as the 682, as well as the aluminum passenger cars. So people want to know, what was all that going to cost? Okay, and that's what these first two pages, this is what everything was going to cost, including some of the replacement accessories, such as the 3462P milk platform. Pretty neat first two pages here. As you get to the next page or so, this is when, this is how Lionel got the smaller stores to be able to have stock, to be able to put out there, because dealers or stores wouldn't necessarily want to order individual items, okay? So say you wanted a gate man, you don't necessarily need to get 12 or 24 of them, but you wanted a dealer assortment. So you'd be able to get a Lionel assortment at approximately $5,000 of list or retail prices. Now $5,000 in 1954 was the equivalent of $56,000. This is an incredible investment to be able to carry Lionel trains in your store, but you got quite a bit with this, okay? You got $5,000 worth of product, and remember, you got this at about 30 to 45% off from your distributor, so there is a profit margin in there. Now, what do you get for your $5,000? You got quite a few of the starter sets, or basically the sets that people would come in to be able looking to buy, but you also had a number of the better sets, so you could really flush out what you had. So if someone saw something in the catalog they had to have, you would have it available in stock. Okay, a lot of really great items in here, great sets, accessories, cars, everything that you'd need to be able to really flush out what you had. Remember, you get a lot of the new product with this. So say $5,000 was not exactly in the budget for a small hardware or a small department store that was going to carry Lionel trains for the season. On the next page, you do have where you could get either the $2,000 or the $1,000 assortment. Okay, for $2,000, certainly you didn't get as much as the $5,000, but you got still a lot of really great sets and a few of the good sets or so that someone would come in and potentially buy, but you didn't need a bunch of them. Maybe two of them would be all you'd sell for the season. Remember, with this included a lot of the new stuff that you would get, which is the whole point. Lionel did this to not only make sure that we got product on the shelves, but also to be able to use up maybe some carryover and include these in the assortments to be able to use up some of the existing stock. It's really neat showing these two assortments. The next is we get into some of the displays that were available in 1954. All right, the first here is the Lionel Accessory Display D134. At a net cost of $80, you get quite a bit. Now, this is what's considered a countertop display. If you had limited space, but you still wanted to show something operating and some of the things needed if you were to buy a train set. This is a really neat display. So the following merchandise is included, mounted on the display. You get all the little pieces and parts that you need. It's about $116 worth of stuff for $80. So it's a no-brainer to be able to get this display added to your store. Okay, this display measures 36 inches by 21 by 34 inches high, so it would fit pretty much anywhere that you would need that. Okay, cars are not included, can be taken from dealer stock, and this is really important so there's no confusion as to what you actually got for your money. But it's completely wired, ready to operate, all necessary controllers mounted on the fixture. Number 50 gang car can be operated on track at front of fixture, so a really great display for about $80. The next item or display that it shows is the small accessory display and stock cabinet D102. Now, this is a carryover from 1953. At a net cost of $24.75, what did you get? Well, first of all, on the front of this display, which is a heavy cardstock display, you'd get some of the things that you would need if you were to need a train set, the lubricant, the smoke pellets, all those types of things too. And that was what's on the front. But also included with this was you'd get all the stock that you'd put in the back of the cabinet, okay? All right, such as the lubricant, the smoke pellets, grass, coal, all the things that you would need. All right, this measured 16 inches high, 12 inches deep, and 7.5 inches back to there. So it's really kind of neat display and a no-brainer to buy for $24.75. You get plenty of stock for that money. As you go to the next page, this is the Lionel Train Display D133. Okay. All right. This is a really neat display. This is a 4x6 foot display for a net cost of $45.50. What would you get? Well, the display includes the following equipment, which is some track and bumpers, all those things for $28.60. So that's a good bit of that money. It was also wired for stuff that you would take from your dealer stock. This is a wonderful sales display, 4x6, with Lionel Trains lettering, illuminated shelf and accessories. From above, the platform is wired for operation of train sets, plus accessories, excitingly colorful. Really kind of neat display. The next would be the Lionel Train Display D130, okay, for a net cost of $169. This is an exciting display, sure to draw interest day after day. This is an action-packed island-type display showing operation of train and a number of accessories. It's a fascinating 4x8 foot landscape platform, completely wired for operation, control panel with transformer operates a train, switches, remote control accessories, all control or operating panel included right here where you'd show that. Really kind of neat. Now, what would you get with this? You get quite a bit, okay? So the merchandise included with this display is all the things that you would build this with, basically $185 worth of equipment for $169. So again, no-brainer for a store to have a display like this. And the reason Lionel wanted these in the stores is if you had trains operating, it would sell more trains. As you move over to the Lionel Train Display D131, now this is a net cost of $175, okay? This is a 5x9 display and it operates 3 train sets featuring 2 levels with an outside ramp. Okay, this is a beautifully landscaped island display, sturdy platform size 5x9, completely wired to operate trains and accessories, all operating controls included on this panel. All right, so what would you get for your $175? Well, you get a ZW transfer, which is certainly not cheap for the day, and all the other equipment. You really couldn't build this display. You got $141 worth of equipment, so there's a no-brainer. Really interesting display, D131. The next display, if you've got the space, is Lionel Train Display D132. All right, this is an 8-foot by 8-foot display with a net cost of $273. It operates 3 trains on 2 different levels. Train sets and cars are to be taken from dealer stock, remember that? And it features 3 trains operating at one time on a huge layout with many operating accessories, completely wired to control a conveniently located point of the platform, which is right here on the corner. So what did you get? Merchandise included with this display is literally 2 columns worth of stuff on this display for $255 worth of product, all for $273. Again, you could not build this display. If you had the space, this was the one to have in your store, would help you sell more product. This page shows what Lionel did a lot in the early 1950s. Okay, they provided a miniature catalog of the full-size, full-color catalog. Okay, all right. Now this is a 32-page catalog, full-color cover, and 4-color center spread. All other pages are true colors, especially designed for dealer use. Okay, so you could buy all you wanted for 5 cents each. Okay, all right, a little description below. This is a beautifully printed catalog. It's reduced sized version of our regular big catalog. It's produced to fill the demand of dealers to supplement their regular allotment for the big Lionel 4-color catalog. Okay, this is 5.5 inches by 8 inches, complete in every respect. Order all you want directly from Lionel or your distributor. This is really fascinating. Remember, you could not get enough of these in the hands of prospective kids and parents to be able to buy your Lionel trains. So you order as many as you want. What's really interesting about this is all orders for catalog must be in our hands by May 30th. Okay, remember these catalogs came out in the early spring. These hardware stores or department stores are determining what they're going to have dealer stock for their Christmas season. This is in the spring. They're making these decisions now, and they wanted to make sure they had enough catalogs ordered by then. All right. So as you get to the back of the catalog, this is just a reminder that you are not alone. Lionel was going to offer you free advertising mats to use in your local newspaper, okay? Basically, these wrote to them, they sent these to you, so you got all these sort of copies. You could decide how you wanted to use this. You put your store's name on it, you send it to the newspaper, they get out there. That way, prospective buyers know that your store carries Lionel trains, helps you sell more and make that profit selling Lionel trains in your store. Really fascinating. This is the back of the cover. We're going to flip back over. Again, this is the Lionel Trains Dealer Display Catalog. Hey guys, that's my video. Hey, if you like what you saw, please let me know. And if you want to see more in the future, please subscribe to Brian's Train Room. There's a comment section down below. Please use that to let me know how things are going and what I can do to make these videos better. As well as, if there's something you want me to search out and find, put it in there. If it exists, I'm going to find it and I'll show it at one of these future videos. I don't do this alone. I've got friends and certainly fellow collectors who have generously opened up their collections and shared pieces with me so I can take videos and therefore share them with you. And that's the whole goal of all this, is to get that information out there and have some fun with collecting. So I gave a shout out to some of those guys right at the very end. You'll see a little bit of list at the end of the video. So thanks guys. I'm Brian.